All right, I've got 9:32. Good morning.
Recording in progress.
Good morning. The, what is this? Friday, June 28th, 2024, regular City of Knoxville Public Officer hearing is called to order at 9:32 a.m. I'm Nicholas Bradshaw, the public officer designated by the mayor as described in the City Code of Ordinances, Article 6, unfit buildings, and charged with addressing properties in the city that are out of compliance with the adopted codes of the City of Knoxville. The adopted codes include the 2018 editions of the following. These are international codes: the International Fire Code, Building Code, Residential Code, Plumbing Code, Mechanical Code, Fuel Gas Code, Existing Building Code, Energy Conservation Code, Swimming Pool and Spa Code, Property Maintenance Code, as well as the 2017 edition of the National Electrical Code. The public officer is authorized to hold hearings, administer oaths and affirmations, examine witnesses, and receive evidence and issue orders as the result of his findings in determining the condition of buildings that are dangerous, unfit, and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants and/or public. The procedure for the public officer is as follows. Each case will start with a report and presentation of evidence by officers representing various city departments. Today, this will primarily consist of, but is not limited to, evidence presented by Mr. Scott Elder, Neighborhood Codes Enforcement Manager for the City of Knoxville. Mr. Elder is employed by the City of Knoxville and is certified as a property maintenance and housing inspector. Following the city's report and testimony, the owner or owners and/or their legal counsel, as well as any members of the general public, will be given an opportunity to respond. The public officer has the authority to limit this time as per his discretion. Today's agenda will be modified to hear the cases of property owners present at this time and in the order signed up as you enter the hearing room. We make this accommodation to minimize any inconvenience to the owners and members of the public here today. For those actively participating in today's meeting, thank you. Your involvement and active participation is appreciated. As per legal counsel, I need to read the following notice of demolition into the record. Any person who intends to perform work on a structure that the public has that the public officer has placed an order against shall first make application to the building official and obtain the required permit. For orders issued by the public officer, please be aware that just obtaining permits and starting rehabilitation of a structure does not invalidate the city's power to take corrective action, such as demolition of a dangerous structure, regardless of the amount of work performed by the owner. All orders are still in effect if the rehabilitation work has not been completed and the structure has not had all final inspections approved within the time provided by the order, or by an extension if one has been granted. Remember, if rehab is not fully complete or an extension is not in place, the structure may be demolished after the order time has expired or after any prior extension of time has expired without any further notice given to the owner. All right, are there any questions before we start? And all participants are sworn in. All right, all individuals testifying today will need to be sworn in. If you're testifying today, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. Ms. Burke, please advise me if any individuals who arrive late and need to be sworn in mid-hearing. All right, we'll start the agenda today. It's a fairly short one. Ms. Burke, what is our first property?
1725 Washington Pike.
This property was inspected on two occasions, on June 12th and June 21st. The left side of the exterior block wall shows significant cracking and is leaning outwards towards the adjacent residential property. You can see a little bit there. Daylight is visible from the inside of the building. There's a good picture. The left corner of the rooftop and the top portion of the block are cracked and appear to be sagging, but the building's actively being used as a warehouse. So I think that the owner's taking some actions now. We heard some information from him yesterday, but in the meantime, we're going to request a 90-day repair only order for this one.
All right. Do we have someone signed up to speak on this property? All right. Thank you, Mr. Branson. State your name and your address for the record, please.
I'm sorry.
Can you please state your address as well for the record?
Home address or building address? Home address,
Sure.
1121 Fairfax Avenue, Knoxville 37917.
Okay. Thank you. What's are you? Is the microphone? Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Great.
I can hear myself now. Okay. 1121 Fairfax Avenue, Knoxville 37917.
All
Yeah. I'm assuming Alan got it, and Scott, I've not met you, but y'all got the report from Sue Busby, Josh has. So that's is that satisfactory what they put in the report?
It is. I just like, and maybe Alan can have a conversation or they can contact me about any immediate dangers. It was a little bit unclear. It talked about what needed to be done to fix it, but it didn't really talk about if that's in danger of falling soon, or it just didn't talk about if it needed stabilization or anything. So
Right.
maybe they could just clarify that.
Okay. Yeah, Alan was there and we looked at it inside. There is some stability on the inside. It's got to lean a little bit to the outside. And it's, from the time we've owned the building, that's the way the walls looked. We've done things as we've had the building to try to make it more usable for us. The supports on the inside is because it looked like it was more in danger of falling in than falling out. And I think what happened is the lean at the top is created by the fact that it was compromised lower inside. So there's some steel I-beams and some concrete and things doing that. Again, we've checked it a bunch and we've used it. It's not moved in 7 years. So I personally don't feel like it's going to fall down because it's had plenty of opportunities and it hadn't. From what we can tell, when I bought the building from the guy that used it as I think he did HVAC work, it was that way when he bought it. He owned it for about 5 years, as far as I can tell. There were 2 different dates. But I think he bought it. He bought it in 06 or 09, and he said it was that way before. We did that because we didn't like the way it looked at the time and thought if it's going to come in, we need to try to stop that part. Plus, we've got so much storage and stuff that we needed to use it for. That's why we did. That's why it looks the way it does now. Yeah, we have no qualms of getting it fixed. It's just a matter of, we've fixed other things, and quite frankly, the outside of the wall was not always accessible. The houses beside us had not been, the man had died years back, and his wife finally put them up for auction, and somebody sold them, and I split the houses, so now I actually will have neighbors, as opposed to it was empty for years. And there were a couple of large trees that were since taken out 6 to 8 months ago, something like that. And so we can access it and stuff now. Yeah, we have no qualms to get it fixed. It needs it in the long run. It'll benefit us to have the wall fixed for how long we keep the building. But yeah.
All right. That's fine. Maybe your engineer can just maybe send a comment that says it's stable as it is or it needs stabilization. Now that house is being occupied, I think it's going up for sale real soon.
It's
kind of
for sale last weekend, I think. It's the first time I saw the signs, but yeah.
It's heightening our concern now that there are going to be people there.
Right.
So maybe if they can send us a comment that says it's stable as it is and it can last for 3 months while you get your permits, that's fine. But we're going to go ahead and request this order. It's just a repair only order.
Okay.
That gives you 90 days to get it done. But if he comes back and says that it's in imminent danger, then that may alter what we do. So
if he says, is there a way then maybe we create another stabilized plan to put it in? Is that, do I go through Alan for that or
both of us, that's fine.
Just send the email or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're willing to work with you. Just want to make sure that it's not going to fall down.
No, I got you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Sure.
The 90 days, is that like?
No, we can work with you. If your working permit process takes a while, I get it.
Yes.
All we care about, if they can get it stabilized, it's not going to fall on the new neighbors.
Yeah.
And then we can work with you.
Oh yeah, we don't want to hurt nobody. So I'm with you.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Just to clarify, to be sure, you're not just disputing the characterization here presented as far as the condition.
I mean, it is what it is. It looks like that in person as much as on the pictures. Yeah.
And you're you're working with the codes crew and plan on drawing no permit's been drawn yet, but they're
right. That we got a report and we're happy with it. Yeah, the report came in very quickly. We appreciate that. reputable architect and engineer, so we know them very well. So
Great.
Yeah, we were able to get an architect letter and a structural engineering letter in weeks. So
Yeah,
I
pretty good.
thought that was pretty good.
I agree.
That don't happen a lot. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything further on this one? All right.
Do I need to sign anything, or is it, since it's recorded, it's in the letter or whatever?
No, we'll get the copy of the order. I've not issued it yet, but we'll get that to you and once we do that. But thanks for coming here today, and I appreciate the context.
Well, I appreciate being first. This is great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Just let me know.
All right. I do find that the structure at 1725 Washington Pike is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or the public. And I do order the owner to repair the structure at 1725 Washington Pike within 90 days. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the structure may be placarded as unfit for human habitation and vacated and closed. All right. So next on our agenda is, what's our next item?
Boarding at 2401 Coker Avenue.
This property was boarded on November 20th, 2023, and we're just requesting approval of the boarding charges.
All right, we have someone sign up to speak on this one. All right. Please step forward and state your name and address for the record.
Mukhtar Siddiqui, 2401 Coker Avenue. Is that-
Okay.
I received a letter about this, and I called, and I think I spoke with one of the officers this morning, and they said there will be some charges. I just wasn't sure how much was that, and I think he didn't have an exact number also, and also that I do not remember receiving any letters for boarding that window. So as I spoke with the officer, that how likely is it that, if as a owner I don't receive the letter, will I still be charged for it? Because I see the board on the window, but I didn't know I will be charged for it.
Well, the boarding, and please jump in if I'm incorrect here, but the boarding work has already been done. This is more of an affirmation or an approval that process was done. It was deemed necessary by the codes department to do that, and that was done already. So it's an after the fact. If Scott or Jim wants to weigh in on the fee issue, but I think since the work's already done, that's not an option.
Right. Yeah. We send all of our boarding work gets a notification letter sent out prior to. So you should have received it. We mail it to the same place.
Those are certified letters?
Right.
The boarding letter that originally goes out is not certified. It's regular first-class mail. It was mailed on November the 6th to the P.O. Box 1027.
The P.O. box is accurate. That's where I get the letter for today. But I just don't remember receiving any letter for boarding. And I did notice that board because one time I stopped by in my neighbor. I felt like he did it because he said, yeah, I took care of it. And this was the neighbor to the right side of the building. But I did not know anything from the city. And if the charges is just a little bit, maybe I can still take care of it, but a couple $100 for just one piece of plywood, 2x4, and put like 4 screws on it.
Yeah, we can get you a copy of the bill. Probably a majority of that, and I don't know what the amount is, but there's an administrative fee that goes along with that for processing the letters and staff time and that type thing. So Sherry can get you the actual number of the invoice.
Do you know, or does she know how much is it?
Right, she can get that for you.
If I'm correct, we're in section 6-153 of the code, and I'll just read it so everyone knows what we're talking about. When a building is deemed unfit or dangerous by the Director of Public Service and is vacant, open, and accessible to the public, including children, the Director of Public Service or his designee may give notice to the owner requiring the building to be boarded or secured within 10 days of the service of the notice. If the owner fails to take corrective action in boarding or securing the structure, the Director of Public Service may cause the building to be boarded or secured. After boarding or securing the building, the Director of Public Service shall issue and cause to be served upon the owner of and parties in interest of such structure a complaint stating the charges in that respect. That's where we're at now. And containing a notice that a hearing will be held before the public officer, that's today, or the public officer's designated agent. So the notice was sent, correct? Yes. As per the code, as per section 6153. So that's it was deemed. I guess, Scott, can you confirm the building was indeed vacant, open, and accessible to the public?
Right, Alan, that was one of yours, right? Yep,
Yeah.
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, by the time he gets here, it's been sussed out pretty well.
Right.
Before all boardings don't necessarily come here, but
Sure.
charges do. But
Yeah. So I think I guess the bottom line is the boarding action was taken. It was done in accordance with the code. The notices have been sent, and I think we're all pretty square here.
Even if I didn't receive the notice?
That's correct. As long the notice was sent, it was sent properly.
And it was not returned to us.
Okay. Anything to add on that, Jim, or?
If the notice was sent and was not returned, then that's usually proof that it's been sent.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything further on this item?
Just the price of it, or the cost of it?
That'll be it's in the letter.
It,
The cost will be $182. It'll be sent out with the order.
and how would I pay for that?
You can mail in check or money order, or you can do Visa, MasterCard, or Discover over the phone.
But, all right, that's good. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, sir.
All right. I approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 2401 Coker Avenue due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. Next item.
We're at the top of the agenda, so that'll be 2639 Jefferson Avenue.
This property was heavily damaged by a fire on January 4th of this year. Since the fire, no repairs have been made to the house. You issued an emergency repair demolition order on June 11th of this year due to the continuing public safety concerns. You can see there that that's very unstable, those support members are. Utilities have been removed from the property, and it's currently in the burned out and water damaged conditions. We're requesting confirmation of your January 4th, your June 11th emergency repair demolition order. One other thing to add is I believe the owner has applied for a demolition permit, so our hope is that they follow through with that. But this order gives us the ability to act if nothing's done in the interest of public safety, if they don't do it in the very near future. So
Great. Okay. Has anybody signed up to speak on this item? I affirm the finding that the structure at 2639 Jefferson Avenue is out of compliance with the codes of the city of Knoxville, an attractive nuisance, and is dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the occupants or public. And I affirm the existing emergency order to repair or demolish the structure at 2639 Jefferson Avenue. If the owner fails to take corrective action, the city may cause the immediate repair or demolition of the building, with the cost of such emergency repair or demolition being a lien and collected in the same manner as provided in city code. All right. Next up.
Yeah, this one, we had a conversation with one of the owners yesterday, and we're gonna ask to remove this one from the agenda. There was a little bit of confusion as to who actually performed the work. We are quite sure that we have, but the owner's contesting that, and we simply don't have photos for this one. So we're gonna work with them on this, and so we'd like to remove this one from the agenda.
Do we need to revisit next month or just remove it, or postponing or removing?
It's likely that we're just gonna waive the fee here due to just maybe a process error on our part, so.
Okay. All right.
Oh, this came to light yesterday, I believe. They called in.
So in this instance, we still need an order. So you'll just want to, I don't know, instead of approving the charge, waive the charge as an order.
Okay. I've not done that before, but I will approve waiving of the charges in this instance and removing this item from the agenda. Approved.
Well, hopefully you don't get many of these.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. Next up.
This was boarded on February 28th of this year, so we're just requesting approval of the boarding charges.
This is 200 Hinton Avenue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a
Okay.
frequent flyer with us as far as problems with folks breaking in. You can see there, so yeah,
All right. And we definitely boarded this one.
we did.
All right. Just make sure.
We definitely boarded the other one, but
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Is anyone signed up to speak on this one? Approve the boarding action taken by the City Public Service Department and affirm the charges related to the corrective action for the structure at 200 Hinton Avenue due to the building being an attractive nuisance and dangerous and injurious to the health and safety of the community, being open and accessible to children and members of the general public. I believe that takes us to the end of our agenda, and if there's being no other business brought before the public officer on this day, the hearing is adjourned at 9:54. Thank you.